All right, good morning, traders. Let us jump straight into the setups. Starting here with ALSI yearly high-low, weekly candles. We're busy pushing up above this double top from 2-3 weeks ago, so watch break at that resistance on our way to this target of 127. That is our current level of resistance according to the levels. I'd like to see break this a little bit at the top here. We have broken, but currently we're busy being held at that level. Stochastic is pointing up at the moment above its own signal line, and 8 is above 21, above 50, indicating trend is up. So we should be able to see this 127, if not by the end of this week, surely by next week some point. But let's just wait and see. Let's not trade what we think, let's trade what we see.
We jumped into the daily high low, finding that 100, a bit of resistance there, but push above that, we aim for that 127. Otherwise, if you get a nice close above that 100, push below 100 again, we aim for that 61.8. If you look at moving averages, 8 is above 21, above 50, that's indicating trend is up. Also on the stochastic above its own signal line, above that 80 level. So everything is indicating trend is up.
All right, on to our weekly high low. Unfortunately, there isn't really much we can go off. There's absolutely no more trigger longs that we can take. We can only really look at a short below this 161 to the 127. So I've labeled it that way. We're just going to have to just really wait. Our stochastic at least is starting to curve a little bit, and getting close to breaking our signal line. If that does happen, that'll be first indication that the trend is changing to the downside. However, 8 is above 21, above 50 in such a way that you can see this trend is up in such a strong way. A little bit of consolidation from this morning and end of yesterday. So that might be an indication of a bit of a rounding top before coming off. Otherwise, I'd like to actually see a fair proper close above 61 and then come back down. Right now, all we're really experiencing is resistance at the 61. So because of that, I'd rather actually just take the trade from the 127 back down to the 100. If we do push all the way back down to these levels, at least we can take a short from 100 to 61. That's a nice range. And then from there, we'll be able to look at potentially taking our longs. But as it is for this week, we can't look at any more longs on the weekly high picture.
Jump there to the daily. So currently between that 61.8 and 77 level. So candle close above 100, break previous candle high, we aim for the 127, then 161. Otherwise, for shorts now, it's only candle close below 38.2, break previous candle low. We aim for the 23.6, then 11. If you look at moving averages, looks like 21 is slightly above 8. That's indicating trend is down. Currently struggling with that 50 moving average. If you look on the stochastic below its own signal line, we have crossed that 50 level. I'd really like to see a cross of that 38.2 to get some clear indication of that we are heading to the downside.
On our opening range, we had a little bit of a problem this morning with the market feed, but that sorted itself out quite quickly, luckily, and we're still inside our consolidation zone. So it's setting up to go either way at this point. We are below the 50, so I'm biased slightly more towards 38.2. I'd like to see a proper candle close break previous candle low at these levels, or break candle close break previous candle high for the longs. Onto the DAX.
If you look there on the DAX yearly high low, so currently between that 77 and 61.8. I would really like to see it push above 100 to aim for that 127, since we did not respect that 50 quite yet. Otherwise, for shorts now, it's only candle push below 38.2, we aim for that 11 target. If you look at moving averages, 8 is slightly, or 21 is slightly above 8. So that is indicating trend is down. Also on stochastic's busy or is currently below its own signal line. I'd really like it to see that cross that 38.2 to get some clear indication of where we are going.
Right, on monthly high low, the daily candle picture, trading just below that 50 level. That's our current level of resistance. Support is down here, 38.2. I've labeled it here to say resistance is 61 and support is 38 as it's our whole consolidation zone. But you see the last yesterday and today, we're finding resistance here at this 50 level. So if we do, we're setting up basically to go long or short at this point. If we break above 61, we can look at the target of 89, and below 38, we can look at this target of 11. 8 is still below 21, below 50, which indicates the trend is still down. However, our stochastic has broken up through its signal line, and our 8 moving average has started pointing up, getting close to a crossover there. So just give it a day or so. We'll get a better idea of if we're going to break this resistance and get a change in trend, or if this resistance is going to hold, we're going to get a continuation past these lows.
Looking at the weekly high lows, currently between that 77 and 61.8. Yesterday, we did get that trigger long candle close above was 61.8, broke previous candle high. So we still aim for that 89 target. Otherwise, for shorts now, will be candle close below 38.2, break previous candle low. We aim for the 23.6, then 11 target. If you look at moving averages, it is above 21, above 50. That's indicating trend is up. Also on stochastic currently above its own signal line, above that 89 level. So everything is indicating trend is up.
Right, so here on DAX daily high low, no setups for longs of 61 as we open between 89 and 100. So currently we're looking at a trigger long. We did actually, it was just above that level, so that was a valid trigger long above 100. We haven't stopped out yet, finding that it supports the 89. So currently we are looking at this 127 and 161 as a target to the top side. Past the 77, that would have made the trade stop out. And we can look at possible shorts below 38.2. As it is right now, 8 is above 21, above 50, indicating the trend is up. This just could be a little bit of consolidation of where before we continue on the second run to the top side. And our stochastic, even though it is below the signal line, it is starting to push up, getting close to a crossover there. So I'd like to see a crossover on the stochastic and a break at these highs to confirm going to the targets at the top side, the 127 and 161. Then our opening range we'll get to a little bit later. All right, let's jump straight into 1 minute. ALSI here on the side. Nice little 33 down through 50 earlier. I missed that one because that was due to the lack of market feed. So no trades yet on the ALSI. Extension fib. Let's just catch up here. We are about 8 minutes away from opening, so I'm definitely not going to be taking any trades just yet. Extension fib, no proper setups just yet. We can probably take the one from the high there to that low, but then that's the whole thing. So it's a bit too big, so I'd rather leave that one. Let's quickly just update our 5 minute and 1 minute grids over here. So 5 minute grid is basically going to go to the highs of this morning. Platform time, what's that candle? That is 6:45. It's the high. Then our low will be basically the lows of this morning as well. Not the greatest 5 minute grid at the moment. See, that's what's the stochastic hit 0 at 2 o'clock platform time, which is about 4 o'clock this morning. And then we're just going to take the lowest price to the left of that. Make sure that this is our code. Okay, so here's our 5 minute grid. Not the greatest range from high to low. It's about just under 100 points, which isn't too bad for the DAX. But especially if you look at the ranges and candles we've had lately, and we haven't opened yet, so that's all right. And a 1 minute grid. Let me just double check that it is in the right place. Basically, the highs are going to be the same place as 5 minute grid. Lows, yes, classic hasn't hit 0 there. Yeah. So our 1 minute grid and our 5 minute grid is basically at the same place at the moment. So once we open and we have a bit more history to look at, we'll get a better idea. So this is currently our 1 and 5 minute grid, and then here's just a 5 minute side here to keep an eye on. All right, so let's just hold back for a little bit, and then we're going to wait for open, and then hopefully start getting some trades. Very quiet market so far this morning. Now from this high here, we can start looking at possibly drawing extension depending on the retracement. We have a nice confirmation master for 5124 stochastic. This is basically the high. Market is overbought. From here, we're looking for 8 candles and a 50% retracement. We have literally 1 minute to go until opening. That's that. That's it. We have to see on the 5 minutes. Last candle was at 7:55. That was just before opening. So yeah, the DAX has pushed up really nicely. It's going to trade some top side. Essentially, they're going to stay exactly the same until we get a situation where our 1 and 5, our 5 minute grid is going to maintain its low, push all the way to the top, and that will be the high of our 1 minute grid. And then based on the retracement in time, we'll get a new low for the 1 minute. But for now, they're just going to stay the same. So I'm actually just going to delete. I'll just come back again later. Quite nicely. In our first 5 minute candle, we'll just draw a vertical line here. See, there's our first 5 minute candle since opening. personal. All right, guys. I think Raina has put a message on the group, but we are struggling with this ALSI key, as you guys mentioned, and it's not from our side; it's from the JSE side. They're struggling with some input storage, which is affecting their feed. So until the JSE fixes whatever's going on their side, we can't. All brokers in South Africa are going to be struggling with ALSI at the moment. So until that gets sorted out, we're not going to have ALSI to trade. At least you still have the DAX. They're at 533 separation, getting ready for a trigger long. I'm not going to take it just yet, as you're at the 89. I have a good moment. Sorry, guys, not as well. As you mentioned earlier during setups, you just get that trigger long candle close by previous candle high of that 100, broken up above the 50 of monthly 77 weekly, and we're on our way to that first target 127. So if this momentum to the top side holds, we should definitely be able to see that target there.
Yeah, we're currently struggling with that 77 of the weekly.
Yeah, that's a strong level. So I'd rather set out trades for now until we get confirmation, either breaking to the top side, downside, doesn't really matter. I just don't want to be on that level taking a trade. Okay, I was just going to turn sound off for a second. Okay, guys, we're in our fifth 5-minute candle here on DAX opening. We've got nice retracement now, so I'm going to start actually drawing in charts here. And that's nice into those. We wait for a 50% retracement before we can Sorry guys, there's actually a short below zero. Just watching this 155 moving average. Getting ready to take, I'll take in short just for the 5 points. Just get the going back a little bit, watch this 50 on the outputs.
Yeah, we did close below that 38.2 of opening range. Let's see if we can break the previous candle low for that trigger short. And this almost the same on the Dow. We did get a 5-minute candle close below that 100. So we break that previous candle low. That is a trigger short and daily high low to aim for that 61.8.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Yeah, so I'm just going to hold on to this trade for a little bit longer then. You know, on the bigger time frames, we are pushing to the downside there. Then, you know, it's okay to have a little bit of a pullback. Quickly get these levels in on my side. where the ALSI started to pick up again, a little bit again. So I'm going to extend my extension hook here to these lows. That should fall 50% retracement, break at 0. That should give us our TP there. So we're watching daily high and low here and our opening range. Struggling with the steady 8.2, but there is still a little momentum to the downside. You can see with the size of this wick on the 5-minute candle that even though we've had this push up, not enough momentum to the top side to actually get us any kind of real follow through. I'm going to watch the ALSI daily high and lows here as well for possible trigger shorts below 38.2. Right, close to TP now. There wasn't 50% retracement, so there's no valid trigger short below the 0 here, so I'm not going to take that. If we
daily high low.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Opening range and daily high low is triggered short.
Fantastic. Yeah. I'm gonna hold on just for on the bigger time frames. They're pushing down, so I'll hold on to this 1 minute short. So close, just spread that needed feed to get there. I don't mind. I'll still hold on to it. This extension for I'm going to delete though. So getting this is casting that we have 51.24 is getting very close to being completely oversold. If we do hit 0 on our stochastic over here, we just need to wait for 821 crossover to the top side, and then we can move our 1 minute grid. Guys, I'm just going to turn sound up for a second. We'll be back in a moment. Struggling with this. At least, we're below 50 on 1 minute. We could be going back to our 50 on 5 minutes. Very close to 38.2 trigger short on the 5124 stochastic on the 5 minutes. So if we get that, we definitely get the follow through that we're looking for. Daily high low has triggered short. Opening range has triggered short. So I'm gonna hold on to the short at the moment. We are just struggling with this level here. Tian, I don't suppose you see anything that's particularly holding us down. Maybe opening price today.
38.2 of opening range that is holding us down for the moment. Don't really see any levels of support, only the 50 off the 1 minute grid. And just above that 38.2 of opening range, we